Hey, it's T. Today we're heading to Caesar Ford Campground in Xenia, Ohio, one of the newest and most modern campgrounds in the Southwest Ohio region. This spot sits inside a massive 200-acre park and offers 12 full hookup RV sites, clean shower facilities, and big pull-through pads that are perfect for larger rigs. So if you're curious about the campground and its amenities, come along and find out what makes Caesar Ford Campground so special. Caesar Ford Campground is nestled in a quiet stretch of Ohio's Greene County countryside, surrounded by rolling fields, thick hardwood forests, and wide open prairie spaces that give it a peaceful, tucked-away feel. Even with all that natural seclusion, it's surprisingly close to several Ohio cities. It's 10 minutes from downtown Xenia, 20 minutes from Beavercreek, and 30 minutes from Dayton, but it's also roughly just an hour from Columbus or Cincinnati. It's one of those rare spots where you can disappear into nature without ever being far from restaurants, grocery stores, or anything else that you might need for your trip. If you're looking for activities besides camping, you'll also find miles of multi-use trails for hiking, horseback riding, and mountain biking, plus direct access to the Xenia-Jamestown Connector Bike Path, part of the largest paved trail network in the country. Whether you're here to unplug, explore, or ride, Caesar Ford is quickly becoming a go-to Ohio camping destination. One thing that I noticed right away is that the check-in process is laid back. There's no office, no long lines, and no paperwork. You just drive straight to your campsite, settle in, and start enjoying the park. Alright, we are staying in number 8. Number 8. This is a full hookup site. Every site here is full hookup, and every site is pull through. This is a fairly small campground. There's a lot of space between you and your neighbor. I love that. I don't feel like it's a parking lot. I'll tell you about a couple of rules here. You are allowed to have your vehicle that you're using to tow. You have your tow vehicle as well. You are allowed to have an additional vehicle on your campsite, and you're also allowed to have one tent on your site. So that's pretty generous. There's also a picnic table and a fire ring at every site. It looks like we're walking toward what might be the bathhouse. There is, I believe there is a dump station for vehicles, I guess, who didn't want to use the full hookup, but it was provided. Full hookup sites are, like I said, they're here in every spot. Okay, so here is the shower house. There are 4 on this side. Let me see if I can take a look into one of them. Right, here we go. There's a place to put your things. There are a couple of hooks here. And here's the shower. So nothing special, and I think it's fairly clean for this kind of situation. I've seen some that are disgusting, some that do not smell good at all, but this one is not. It's not in that bad condition.
Oh, it's back place, repair place.
Yeah, you can fix your bike here. This is a bicycle repair station. There's some air here. This is pretty cool. Okay, let's walk around to the other side of this building. Maybe there are just 8 more showers. Or actually, I would think maybe this side is where the bathrooms are. Yes. There's a ladies' room. There's a ladies' room right here, a men's room, and then there's a utility room right here. Let me just take a peek into the ladies' room. Oh, wow. Okay, well, the mirrors leave a lot to be desired. I think they just need to be clean, maybe. But we have 1, 2, 3 stalls. This is a handicap stall over here. There's no one in the restroom. That's the only reason I'm recording in here. I need to be respectful of people's privacy. But okay, so this is not too bad. It's a decent sized restroom with 3 stalls, 2 sinks. They don't have paper towels, but they do have soap, and they have a hand dryer. There's like a little hook over here, I guess, if you need to hang something up while you're in here. But that is one of the bathrooms. So over here, this is a shelter. Emergency phone, which would be right here. No, that's a fire extinguisher. Okay. Where would the emergency phone be? Let's see if it's on the other side. Unless it means the other shelter. There is a, yeah, maybe that's it. Okay, so there's a shelter over here. Just across from the bathhouse and restrooms. I think I might even see where the phone would be. So there are a lot of picnic tables over here. We have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. We have 10 picnic tables. There are electrical outlets at each table. That is fantastic. There are lights throughout so that you can have an event when it's dark outside or when the sun is starting to set. You don't have to be in total darkness. Okay, it looks like right here, yes, this is the emergency phone. Okay, we have a couple of, actually, we have 4 trash cans, so there's 1 at each corner of the shelter. So that's good. I cannot express enough how clean this place is. So I'm going to get back over here onto the road. There's a little playground. I don't know how close I'm going to get to the playground because I see a family walking toward it. But from what I can see here, I'll zoom in a little bit. We have your traditional slide set, but we also have some swings right here. Again, I want to respect that family's privacy, so I'm not going to record facing them. But as you saw, they do have some, like a little tot lot or a playground for kids over here. So if they need to get the wiggles out, there's a lot of space to do that over there. There's a lot of grassy areas here. This meadow right here, there's actually a meadow right beside our campsite at number 8. I prefer end campsites because you get so much more space and you only have the potential to have one neighbor on one side of you. This place is really peaceful. I've only been to a few campgrounds recently. We went to some campgrounds when our older sons, who are now 28 and 30, when they were Boy Scouts and Cub Scouts. And we went to some campgrounds back then, but we went with the purpose of tenting. We were tent camping back then. By the way, let me show you right over here. This is the dump station. So there are 2 right here. But back to my experience, we had gone to some campgrounds before, but not through the lenses that we're looking at campgrounds now. And this one is just so peaceful. It is, yeah, my son said I agree. It is, so we have, let's see, we've been to 4 recently, so let me just start there. We've been to 4, and I would say that White Star Campground was Goodness, that had to be my favorite because we also had an amazing lot number there. And we were in lot number 10. White Star has since renumbered all of their spaces, so I think it would be number 48 now, but it was number 10 then. And while we did have neighbors on the left of us and on the right of us, there was a ton of space between our sites. I absolutely love sites that do not make you feel like you're in a parking lot. Yeah, there's a nice breeze over here under the trees. This place is beautiful. Now that area over there is fenced in. I guess they're trying to protect that habitat. I don't even know if there's like a tiny park office there. This is a Greene County park. Greene County, Ohio. This is in Xenia, Ohio to be specific. They have done an amazing job here taking care of this park. I need to find out how old this park is. It is either new or it is incredibly well maintained. Not a lot of traffic. There's nothing to get to on the other side of this campground, so if you are looking to drive through, you can't do that. So I imagine that the traffic stays really low because there are only a few sites here, and if you aren't here to go to one of those sites, you need to turn around and leave. But again, I think that means that there's just a lot less traffic, so if you want to walk, as I'm doing with my 12-year-old right now, or if you want to ride your bicycle, you can do that, and you don't have to worry about getting out of the way too often because there's a lot of traffic and a lot of people. I would say at White Star Campground, we did walk that entire campground as well. That's not a giant one, but it's certainly bigger as far as the lots go. There are more places to park your RV or to camp in a tent, but it's a little bit windy out here, so I apologize if you can't hear me all that well. But at White Star, it got pretty busy. It got really, really busy because they did have somewhere around 50, and I'm totally estimating right there, somewhere around 50 sites. They had a few pull-throughs. They had mostly back-ends though. But that was a bigger space. It accommodated more people. And when we first got there, it was not that busy, but by the time, I guess around dinner time, the place started getting really packed. And that was fine because they had a lot of spaces in between, but that also meant that if you were out for a walk or if your kids were riding their bicycles, they had to move quite often because there were so many more people at that campground. So I did mention earlier how many vehicles you were allowed to have on your campsite. If you have additional vehicles, this is visitor parking. Now, I would double check and see if you can have people here overnight or if this is just, during the daytime when they're out visiting you, but this is a pretty decent sized area for people to park if you have the need for additional spots for people in your party or visitors to your campsite. Okay, so we are approaching the main road. We're approaching the main road here. Looks like that's actually someone's home across the street. And then over here, let's see what we have. This is a private drive, so that's not for us. So we're just going to turn around and head back to the campground, but I'm going to walk back toward our campsite, and if the family is still not if they're still at the playground, I'll just keep it moving, but if they're not, I'll give you a closer look of the playground. All right, here is a dumpster if you need to throw away some trash. I think this might be the last amenity at the park. or at least at the campground. I'll mention one thing. Earlier I showed you all of the sweat bees, but I have not seen geese. That is amazing that you don't have to dodge those. You don't have to dodge what they leave behind for you on the ground. It's just a really nice experience here.
When we went back there,
Yeah.
I guess they left.
Yep. Maybe the reservation ended.
There's so many pickup trucks. Yeah, wait, there's 3 over there on road, are Shawnees.
Yep. Okay, there are some hiking trails according to this sign. All right, let's see what this sign here says. Multi-use trail. Okay, so hiking, horseback riding, and bicycling on that trail. And then right here, just across from our campsite, which is number 8 as I mentioned, is the horse waste area. And we have now returned to our RV. Our campsite had a lot of insects that made our outdoor experience less enjoyable, so we headed over to Dick's House of Sport in nearby Beavercreek. Dick's House of Sport is part of the same company as Dick's Sporting Goods. This was our first time to visit this retail concept, and we were pleasantly surprised by the 2-story layout and the sheer abundance of gear available. What makes this concept so special is that it's designed as a large, experiential store blending traditional retail with hands-on athletic spaces. They feature multi-story indoor climbing walls, multi-sport cages with real-time performance tracking, high-tech golf simulators, and even outdoor turf fields that convert into seasonal ice rinks. It's a huge space built for trying out equipment, not just browsing it. We were there to buy a screened canopy to keep the insects at bay while we were at the campsite, but we also ended up picking up some additional fishing gear while we were there.
We have to go to the fishing.
To the fishing section? Minecraft. Oh, how cool is that?
Look, it's for Shawnee. Yeah, I'm just looking at it. Like a handle.
Mm-hmm.
This is when you need to hydrate the cow.
Yeah.
Yep.
The Dairy Station at Xenia is a seasonal ice cream shop that draws a big crowd when the weather's warm. As you can see, a line of cars is wrapped around the building with people waiting for their turn at the window. We chose to go inside during both of our visits. This tiny establishment has a surprisingly large selection with 40 hand-dipped flavors as well as chocolate and vanilla soft serve. Any of the 40 flavors are on the table for classic treats like milkshakes, sundaes, and floats. If you're a fan of Dole Whip, they offer limited time flavors such as cherry, lime, mango, and more common flavors such as pineapple and strawberry. If you're looking for something more substantial, the Dairy Station offers a few handheld food items such as hot dogs, pulled pork sandwiches, and walking tacos. If you're an ice cream fan like me and are planning a visit to Xenia, make sure that the Dairy Station is on your list of places to visit. The next morning, we headed over to Shawnee Park, located in the heart of Xenia. This 10-acre park was conceived in 1925 when local businessman Patrick Flynn donated the land to the city. The park features catch and release fishing, an inclusive playground, free parking, picnic shelters, a large pavilion, restrooms, and walking paths. We are here to fish and relax near the pond. Since it's already hot and the sun is already beaming, we found this shaded spot under a tree and set up our gear. My son has been fishing recently with his Boy Scout troop, so this excursion was his idea. However, my husband will also be fishing today. I chose to relax because I am registered to take a fishing class in a few weeks. It's a survival skill that I'd like to learn, so I'm looking forward to the class. The pond features a healthy mix of common sport fish such as catfish, largemouth bass, bluegill, and carp. This shallow, easy-to-access body of water is perfect for casual anglers and families. The Ohio Department of Natural Resources, along with the city, occasionally stocks the pond as the city hosts several youth fishing events each year. This keeps the fish population active and ensures plenty of bites for beginners. While my family didn't catch any fish, this activity was not a lost cause. We enjoyed watching bicyclists ride along the nearby trail, fishermen enjoying the sport, and the beautiful sky overhead. After working up an appetite, we headed over to Yellow Springs to the iconic Young's Jersey Dairy. This family-run farm and restaurant has been serving locals and travelers since 1869. The moment you arrive, you're greeted by bright red barns, the smell of fresh waffle cones, and the sight of the farm's Jersey cows, which are the stars of the show. If you've had their ice cream, you'll understand why one scoop isn't enough. That's why they sell these extra special flavors in take-home containers. The menu features classic comfort food and homemade ice cream and milkshakes crafted from the farm's own milk. This shop is also famous for its large variety of baked goods. In addition to these seasonal fruit pies, they also have a large variety of dessert-flavored breads. My favorite is sweet potato. There's also a large gift shop adjacent to the indoor seating area. Once you head back outside, there's a lot to do. You can ride the carousel, see some farm animals, play mini golf, have a turn at the batting cage, or engage in many other activities that are typical for a small town Ohio vibe. Our lunch has arrived. My husband likes to try new items, so he ordered a tenderloin sandwich. My go-to favorite is the chicken salad croissant, and our son ordered a burger. So we are breaking down to go home. We have enjoyed our time here at Caesar Ford Park. This is a Greene County, Ohio park. An amazing park, by the way. We definitely want to come here again. My husband asked me to book for 2 weeks from now. I think I want to explore a different park, but this is certainly on the list of parks that we will return to in the future. I'm going to flip the camera around so that you can see how gorgeous it is out here today. They were expecting storms. We thought we were going to be packing everything up in stormy weather, but it's not stormy at all. Let me flip the camera around. So we have a couple of new neighbors on this side over here. We did have one new neighbor over here last night, and everyone else who may have been here cleared out a couple of nights ago. This place is absolutely gorgeous. If you are looking for a place to stay and hang out for a few days, or if you're just passing through for one night like I saw some of the other people doing, it's a fantastic place to stop and rest and just enjoy your time here. This park is just 2 years old. This campground, I should say, is just 2 years old. June 2024 is when it opened, and it sure still looks like it's brand new. The bathhouse, the shower house, the shelters, the playground, everything here looks amazing. All of this space between. Also, I think I might have mentioned earlier that I like to get units that are on the end, and we did that here. Obviously, number 8 is an end unit. It's an end unit, and there's so much space. So you have like your typical amount of space between your campsites, like right here. But then if you're on an end unit, like this one over here, this is not our site, but this one has a lot of space on the side. But I want to give you a look at the other side of where we're staying so that you can see just how much space there is on the other side of our RV. As you can see, my husband and son are still breaking down a few things outside. I broke down everything inside, gave everything a good cleaning, so it's ready for our next stay. Right, so we are still hooked up. It looks like my husband he's getting started on unhooking some of these things, but look at all this space that we have right here on this side. So we have a portion of the middle space between the two campsites, and we have all of this right here for number 8. I'm going to share the secret with you, number 8. I am not going to tell people, I'm not going to be discreet about what number we had, just in case you want as much space as we had. Look at all of this space. That's a lot for this end unit. Now, this one over here is an end unit. It doesn't have nearly as much space, but it does have some. But over here, wow. I am so blown away about how much space this end unit has right here. That's pretty awesome. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you would like to see content like this in the future. Until the next time, stay blessed.